Ranks
but it's a counter-attack, pardon me, from Primoz Roglic.
Yeah, Roglic was looking back there, and you could see a large group coming up, and he wants to push for time. Another very good time trialist, and you know, won the Giro time trial last year, so he wants to push it out. And that attack by Roglic now, he takes with him Kwiatkowski and Dan Martin, means that Mas looks like his job is over, but there was a group trying to come across, and I think you can just see Mas has been distanced. Kwiatkowski, Roglic and Martin. This is the time to do that. Once the World Tour teams get up to speed and get some more races in their legs, it's very difficult to compete with them. But at this moment in time, early season races is, if you want to upset the apple cart a little bit and get some scalps, this is the time to do it.
Kwiatkowski at the front, chasing on behind. Rinaldo Nocentini in the green, racing for Sporting Club de Portugal, that's Sporting Lisbon. And here goes Dan Martin. Martin on the attack in the blue, the Irishman for Quick-Step. Kwiatkowski's been left for dead, and only Primoz Roglic can follow. Yeah, Dan Martin knows he needs time. He cannot wait. He's not the strongest time trialist. He'll know there's some good time trialists just behind him. Wants to try and win the stage first and foremost, but he looks behind and he'll see Roglic. Roglic, a very good time trialist, a very good rider. Just finding his feet now in his second year with Lotto NL Jumbo. A big future ahead of him. And Dan Martin will really want to try and win this stage first and foremost. Well, Dan Martin yet to take a win this season, but he's had a solid start to the year. He was 6th on the stage to Lucena on stage 4 in Valencia, 5th overall. Here, he's looking for win number 1 of the season. Wasn't the most difficult, in fact. He lost quite a bit of time, and he's now putting a bit of time. The half a second or so into Dan Martin, who's really got to grit his teeth here.
He does. He put in a searing attack there. Roglic was happy with it.
Dan Martin wants the motorbike out the way.
Yeah, of course he does. He's suffering. I think he'll come back, but Roglic is looking really, really strong.
Meters around this left-hand turn, it will be into the finishing straight just up the road. A few people have gathered. You've got the people who've had a day off and ridden up on their own bikes. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon as Lotto NL Jumbo, the Dutch team, Quick-Step, the Belgian team, represented by their Slovenian and Irish riders respectively. Half a kilometre to go. Roglic in the yellow, 3rd on this stage last year. Dan Martin making his Algarve debut in the blue just behind him. He's probably the fastest sprinter of the two.
He is, and he's right in there. He's trying to get as much shelter as possible. He's trying to save as much. He's coming up to 300 metres to go. At this point, you think that all the work by his team is going to put him in a good position to win.
Nobody's going to catch them here, Brian. It's between these two in the final 300 metres. Dan Martin thinks about it, and then he thinks no more. He goes. Dan Martin hits the front. Roglic just trying to stay in his slipstream and stay in the game for now. He's looking strong behind himself as well. 150 to go. It's Martin in the blue at the front. Dan Martin there. He has the beating of Primoz Roglic, I think. Martin with 75 to go. Still ahead. Still uphill. The finish line in sight now. Dan Martin is there just ahead of Roglic, and it is a win. First of the 2017 season for Ireland's Dan Martin, who takes stage 2 of the Tour of the Algarve, and with it, the overall general classification lead. It's Martin from Roglic. Kwiatkowski's going to finish 3rd. And that was a very, very entertaining stage, Brian.
It was a very equal battle between Martin and Roglic. They were attacking each other all the way up, but coming up here, Nocentini, the old man, the old Italian rider, trying to hang on.
Sporting Lisbon versus Porto here, yes. And I think Porto are going to win this one 1-0 with Antunes coming over ahead of Nocentini. There's Luis Leon Sanchez.